Hey everybody, welcome to Spikey Saturday number 243 on the Man Leek. I'm John as always, and Ikoria is here, so we are gonna draft it. It's been a while since I've been here for Spikey Saturday. I, of course, hated Theros, so we kind of gave up on that. I was gonna do Mystery Boosters week in and week out, but then the world exploded, unfortunately, and it has yet to unexplode. So we are at least going to be drafting again because a new set is out, and we're going to be drafting on Arena because, as you probably have heard, human drafting has come to Arena. Just before we get to the actual draft, I'm going to give you kind of an opinion on how this works and sort of a state of the channel. I will be moving to Arena for Spikey Saturdays. I will be moving to Arena for streams on Wednesday, which will be back. I was streaming this Wednesday, of course, for the early access event. That's because I know that people do prefer watching Arena. Personally, I don't understand it. I actually find Arena way harder to parse and understand what's going on than MTGO, but I know people enjoy it. There's a bit of a problem. It's extremely costly because your cards are worthless. They have literally no value. As you can see here, if we have 0 wins or 1 win, we get a pack, which is literally worthless. If we get 2 wins, we get 2/3 of our entry fee back. If we 3-0, we get double our entry fee back. That's pretty nice. That's really good. But you can't just 3-0 every single draft, and these costs rack up. So I have done 4 of these drafts. One of them was free, but let's pretend that it wasn't because that's a one-time thing that will never happen. I've done 4 drafts. I went 2-1, 2-1, 1-2, 1-2. 50% win rate. Hopefully, as we get more drafts in, that'll go up. I fully expect that'll go up. But over those 4 drafts, I've lost 4,000 gems. Now I've got 3,000 gems sitting here. It's just gems. But of course, these gems cost money. Being down 4,000 gems is $37 Canadian over 4 drafts in 2 days. That's costly. That's really costly. I'm hoping that I can just win all the time. I'm hoping that we get increased ad revenue from YouTube or increased patrons or something like that to help cover this, because I could see some lost streaks really crushing the channel financially. My plan is that any drafts that I do off stream, so drafts that I do to practice, to get reps, to prepare for the draft videos for Saturday, because of course I can't just do a draft every 2 weeks without having had practice. Otherwise, why am I doing it? I don't have the authority or the experience to do that. Those drafts are going to be on MTGO. Because yes, on MTGO, while you don't always open a $50 card, you absolutely open $5 cards and $2 cards. And so even if you 0-3 and get no prizes, you still have a discount on your draft because you sell those cards back. And if you do happen to win, or even 2-1, you get bonuses on your draft. On Arena, unfortunately, you get literally absolutely nothing. It is guaranteed to take your money, and your money is gone forever. Now, for those of you who want to draft once every couple of weeks and use the 10,000 gold entry, this is perfect for you, and I'm super glad you have it. Unfortunately, as a content creator, as somebody who has to be producing these videos and streaming and doing off-stream, off-recording, practicing and reps just to make sure I'm experienced with the format, the costs are going to rack up. So we'll see how it goes. There could be a point in the future where I just cannot financially continue doing Arena. Whether that is the death of the channel or me going back to MTGO, we'll have to see when it happens. But let's just attempt to 3-0 every single time. So we'll start this draft out, and there's going to be a few things that I talk about in Arena that I'm not terribly a fan of, and that card that you just saw was the first one for a limited time until May 21st. That's not terribly limited. Every time you enter a draft, you get one of the Godzilla cards. I don't care. I don't want them. I don't buy card styles. I don't like card styles. The problem I have is the card styles show up in draft and there is literally no way to turn them off, which means now I have to get used to the alternate name and alternate art of these Godzilla cards when I know what the card does, but now I have to read them every time. It's super annoying. Yes, I know about these options. Hide alternate art styles has a check mark. Auto apply card styles does not have a check mark. It doesn't apply to draft. So anyway, starting in this draft, we get Kinon, who is fine. You know, she's fine. She's a mythic. There's no removal in this pack that I'm super excited about. So I think we can take Kinon. If we end up in green blue, awesome. I think green blue is super strong from what I've seen so far. Otherwise, this pack is honestly kind of weak. There's a Hemophage, which is fine. An Essence Symbiote. But yeah, we'll just take Kanon. It's a Mythic. Who knows when I'll get to play with him again. So yeah, let's give it a try. Following that, we get a Blood Curdle pass to us. So the queues currently are pretty weak. There's a lot of people drafting who perhaps have never drafted before because everybody got a free token. These Blood Curdles are coming 6th and 7th pick when they typically should be the first pick. Now this person took a rare, so probably it was a Balmy rare, better than a Blood Curdle. But yeah, we're going to take this Blood Curdle here. It's the best card in the pack by quite a ways. I do like Glimmerbell. I do like Harvester, but let's just take this Curdle. Following that, I see a Smasher. I see a Naturalist, which of course goes with Kanon quite well. And I think I might just take that Naturalist, see if we can try to get into this greenish deck. Smasher's cute and all, but yeah, let's take Naturalist. I have found a lot of people are drafting red-white cycling right now. It's a good deck. It's a good deck, but because so many people are drafting it, it's a bit harder to get into. There's a Ram Through here, which is probably just the best green common, so I think we will grab that right away. I would also love the Symbiote, because I assume we'll end up with some Mutate in green-blue. I would take this Fertilid, I would take this Evolving Wilds, but let's take the removal for now. What is Kanon? 2/2? 2/2. Cool. Here, we get a Fire Prophecy or a Capture Sphere as the best cards in the pack. Fire Prophecy, I think, is better. Oh, there's a Flame Spill. Sorry, Flame Spill is what we're considering here over Fire Prophecy. So Flame Spill versus Capture Sphere. Capture Sphere, we have a reason to kind of want to play with Kanon. And so I think I might actually take it. I think Flame Spill is the correct don't get married to your first pick. But I think having the Capture Sphere getting into blue is a higher upside than the potential of not being able to get into red. So let's take the Capture Sphere. And I've been pretty impressed with Capture Sphere. Who's in our pod? No one I know. So yeah, the human drafting, other than the cost, has felt fine. Like super fine. It works really, really well. It's smooth. There's a couple of issues where it's just because I click a lot. If you click a card, it reserves it. If you click it again, but not like a double click, you click it and then, a little bit later you click it again, it unselects. And if you do that towards the end of the countdown, it will automatically switch over to another card because the bots do kick in to auto select if you're not picking. And it can result in you accidentally auto picking a card just because you were clicking around. But that's mostly me just needing to stop clicking around like that. We've got an Essence Scatter here, which is great. We get a little bit rewarded for taking that blue flyer there. Flyer not meaning flying creature, flyer meaning speculative pick. And yeah, we would have not gotten rewarded with red really at all. Like a Marmoset's fine, but only if you're in the cycling deck. Fertilid as well, but Essence Scatter's great. And this is a good start to green-blue, splash a Blood Curdle. We're going to want some Mutate. Obviously, we're going to want Parcel Beasts. Parcel Beasts are a hell of a thing that exists. But yeah, let's hope we get one. Getting a pretty late Frost Lynx feels like a decent signal here. There's a Terron, which it's not great, as I expected. This format's actually pretty fast. Putting all your hopes on a 6-drop, a little bit sketchy. If you can definitely get there, it's fine, but it's a little bit sketchy. Frost Lynx is, however, just very good, and there's nothing else in the pack here. So yeah, my current experience is that I really enjoy green-blue. Green seems very strong, but red-white aggro, and especially red-white cycling, can just ruin you. I got hit for 10 damage from a single Zenith Flare because my opponent had just cycled that hard. I honestly don't know how they did it because I've never seen that many cards in a single draft that have the words cycling on them. Every time I've tried to get into it, I've gotten like 5 cards that have cycling in it, 6 cards perhaps. So cycling is currently being very heavily drafted. But luckily, since it's humans, it corrects. 5 people at this table are drafting it. I draft blue-green. I get a better deck. Now, of course, I have to go and play in leagues, which are another story. Pods are still the best, but of course they're a little bit harder to utilize visually, and it also just takes time. We get a Thieving Otter here, which is totally fine. It can be a little bit tricky to get in with it prior to mutating or getting a flying counter, or etc., but it's still just a good little creature. It's a bristling boar as well, which is totally solid, but I think I'll take the first otter over the first boar. If I got that pick again, I'd probably take the otter, or the boar, sorry. We get a Blossoming Sands that we can take. Probably should have been taken by now. Somebody should have wanted this. We may not have a white spell that we want to play, but we have that option now, and we're not going to play anything else in this pack. Here we get not much. Barrier Breach, because it only hits enchantments and not artifacts, even though there's not that many artifacts in the set, is not a card that I would main deck, even though it has cycling. I think we'll take it just because I don't really care about the sudden spinnerets either, and I don't want any of these other cards, but the plan is guaranteed going to be having this in the sideboard, not in the main deck. Okay, well, we get a Greater Sandworm, which would be great if we can ramp into it with Naturalist and Kanan helping that out, or if we could flip and put it onto the battlefield with Kanan would be great. We can cycle it early. Solid card. This crystal here is not really the colors we want, so yeah, let's grab that Sandworm. We get another Barrier Breach. I don't think we want that. I don't think we're going to play a Bloodfell Caves, but I'll just take the Bloodfell Caves. Who knows what wild stuff could happen. Red's looking a bit open with a Frill Scare Mentor here. Why is it Scare and not Scale? They're dinosaurs. They have scales. I guess they're scary. Frill Scare Mentor into the sideboard. Interesting. We're going to take the Bloodfell Caves, but that is the Prickly Marmoset is a card that people really love for the cycling deck. So I wonder if people are not, in fact, drafting it in this pod. Here we get absolute factual trash in green. Doesn't even cycle. Blue is very meh. And we get a perfect on color Triland, which I don't like. I'm going to take it. I'm not going to say no to it, but I really would have preferred something that would have won us the game. So let's hope that the rest of the picks go well. Let's hope we get past well. Maybe this crystal comes back around. The crystal's the exact crystal we want. But yeah, let's take the land. It's fine, but there's a lot of other cards I would have preferred to see in this pack. Like a Polywog Symbiote, or a Wingspan Mentor, or a Great Horn. And the green-blue duel. I could take this pack and just go on to pack 3 because I would play that, I would play that, I would play that, I would play that, I would probably play that, I would probably play that, probably play that. We're going to take the Symbiote. We're really going to try to get into Mutate here. So basically every blue-green Mutate that I see from now on out, I'm really going to try to get my hands on. Gimme blue-green Mutate Hoplita. Hoplita, you did not. You gave me stuff, but you did not. So here's what I'm talking about. I now have to know that Mysterious Egg is Mothra's Great Cocoon, because that's how it's always going to show up forever, which is obnoxious. So we could take a second Essence Scatter, or we could take the first Essence Symbiote. So Essence Symbiote is really going to be good if we can, in fact, find those mutators. Mutators have been highly picked, I think, just because it's flashy, it's new, people are picking them very highly. So it has been a little bit tricky to find them. But I mean, if we can find them, it's just such a huge payoff. It's a 2-drop non-human, which is also very important for mutating. So as much as I want this Essence Scatter, I think I am going to take the Symbiote, because I think our huge plan here is mutate, mutate, mutate. We just have to find it. And still failing to find it. Oh, sorry, never mind. Didn't fail to find it. There's a mutator right there. And it's a totally okay one. So this is the other thing. With Arena, the mutate creatures have a slightly bigger art box. If you compare this art, you can see it's just a little bit lower than non-mutates. Of course, in paper on MTGO, there's the text box looks totally different. There's the much darker mutate part. Looks much better. I have a lot of issues with how Arena handles mutate visually, and we'll see that during the actual gameplay. So stay tuned for that. MTGO handles it a lot better, and Paper, oddly, is going to handle it the best, I think. It'll be a rules nightmare in Paper, but it'll handle it the best. So here we could take the Great Cocoon. It's a great mutate target. We still only have that first mutator. We're really going to have to find a lot in pack 3. I don't know that we want a second Sandworm, though, or a Turtle, or this Trick, or this Mole. There's a dual land that we would play because it's green-black, and we do want to play that Blood Curdle, but I think we just take this Mysterious Egg here. Ooh, there we go. Nice late Migratory Greathorn. It fixes our mana to get our black for our Blood Curdle. It's a mutator, which triggers the symbiote and triggers this symbiote. Solid pick for us. Love it. Well, there's our second Otter or an Ivy Elemental. I think I might just go for the Ivy Elemental. Obviously, it's going to suck if that's our option to flip off of Kanan, but if we do get to ramp or go late, it's just going to be gigantic. It mutates super well because the counters go on to the top creature. Yeah, let's take the Ivy Elemental. I was relatively down on it in the set review, and I think that was incorrect. Fertilid, also a pretty good mutate target because it has counters on it as well. Also helps fixing. Monstrous Step just is not a card that I enjoy at all, so let's take this Fertilid. Here we get a Plummet for the sideboard in case we're up against flyers. That's about it. Here we get our green-blue duel. Cool. There is a 2/4 for 3 Vigilance, which is an okay card. I don't think we need it. I think we want to make sure we have consistent mana. When consistent mana is available like this, take the consistent mana. You will win so much more by having consistent mana than by having a 2/4 for 3. We get another Cocoon here. I'm really going to want to find some more mutate to play a second egg, but we're not going to take anything else here. Also, I think because it has the Godzilla noise, now when you pick it, it has that, I don't know how loud you're hearing the desktop audio. It has this loud boom when it comes in. We're going to take this fully grown, but probably not play it because it's a Godzilla card. There's a lot visually that I don't like. Just let me turn it off. Another duel. Our mana is going to be perfect, and I would actually play both of these cards, but we do have that first Sandworm already, so let's take yet another Hollow. Let's get rid of the Blossoming Sands. We're not going to play it. Blue-black duel. Heck yeah. Getting there. Bot was not picking the correct card for us. Oh! Karuga, the Macro Sage. We're not playing it as a companion, obviously. We just have too many good 2-drops. But so many things that we could have out that would give us a whole bunch of value for Karuga. So we're going to take this Karuga. There's a Primal Empathy that I would love. There's no chance it comes back around, but it would be amazing. Blood Curdle, Naturalist. But yeah, we'll take Karuga here. So it's CMC 3 or greater. Yeah, and we're just not doing that because we're not getting rid of the Symbiotes and the Naturalist and the Ram Through and the Kanan and the Essence Scatter. But so when it comes into play, we do draw a card for each other permanent CMC 3 or greater. So even if this draws 1, I'm pretty happy. And if it draws more, it's going to be amazing. So let's get Karuga in. Following that, we get a pack that is not really built for us, eh? We get a Gust of Wind, which is fine. Or an Evolving Wilds, but unfortunately, just really not for us. An uncommon was taken, so maybe it was a really good blue or green uncommon, but this pack was never going to be a pack that we were happy with, I don't think. So we'll take that Gust of Wind. It'll probably make the main deck. It's been a good card. There's, oh no. Oh, we're in the right seat. We're in the right seat. Parcel Beast and Primal Empathy. I want them both. We're taking Parcel Beast because it's insane. But definitely in the right seat. Thank you, Tripside Spectre. Keep sending stuff like this to me now. Essence Symbiote. I'll take a second Essence Symbiote. Great mutate target. Great mutate payoff. Maybe we even get a Capture Sphere of One Mind back around. Don't know if we need it, but pretty decent. Here we get nothing. We get an Evolving Wilds. Our mana is going to be fantastic. There's a Keep Safe as well. There is a keep safe. So I'm not a huge fan of keep safe, except if you are mutating and you're definitely needing to protect your mutate cards. The other big problem with this is it doesn't stop abilities. So if something comes in and does damage on ETB, or if something comes in and fights, it doesn't stop it. I'm going to take it over that Evolving Wilds. We'll take another ram through for sure, get in the deck. So what are we looking at? We've got 4 lands, so we've got 1 cut to make at the moment, which is good because we don't want any of this crud here. We'll take an uncommon for our collection. Polywog Symbiote, awesome. Let's pop that in. So what's our crappiest crap that ever crapped? This Barrier Breach. We don't need to play that. We can play that to the side. And what's our second crappiest crap that ever crapped? How many mutators do we have? We don't have many, which is the big problem here. We've got 1, 2, 3. Oh, is it just 3? All right, well, we might have to cut perhaps one of these symbiotes, or maybe just one of the eggs. I think we just cut one of the eggs for the moment. So here, I'm not super stoked on anything. We've got another Humble Naturalist. I don't know if we'll play it. Perhaps we will over the keep safe. An Evolving Wilds is a free pick. A Brushwag is okay, but I don't think we play it. I think the egg's just better. Maybe the egg's not just better. Momentum Rumbler pretty late. It looks like red might have been open to an extent. We're not going to play that. All right, so we whiffed a little tiny bit on having quite enough mutates for me to be super happy with this deck. Where did a fruit fly come from? Yeah, but I think it'll work. So we need 2 cuts. We've got a lot of creatures, right? 18 creatures. So we're pretty happy to cut creatures. I think we can cut a Cocoon. I think Brushwag might just be better. Trample and the pump ability is nice. I think it might be better than the +1/+1 counter. And then what? So I mean, I guess we can't ramp to Kanan's ability because this can only be used for creature spells, but we can ramp to casting creatures. So I think our plan is really to kind of like get there just off of beef, get there off of a little bit of removal and or value with our symbiotes and such. Or if we do get to the late game, just start jamming creatures off the top of our library with Kanan's ability. I think we might be okay. I don't know if this is a 3-0 deck, but I think we could be okay. We just need that 1 more cut. And it honestly might be the keep safe. I really do like basically all these creatures. Perhaps we could cut one of the symbiotes. Now I can never remember these. The green one is when it mutates. The Polywog one is whenever you cast something with mutate. It does not have to mutate. It can mutate and you'll get the effect. But you can just cast it. This one, it has to be actively mutating. I think the Essence Symbiote is slightly worse for our deck. So I think we can cut one of them. Okay, there's our 40 card deck. Let's go play some Magic and see how we do. Hopefully 2-1, get our 1,000 gems at least, only be down $6 and something Canadian. Let's get going. So yeah, I will say, I strongly recommend that you keep careful track of your spending on Magic Arena. Gems are definitely designed to make you forget how much you're spending. And as you can see, as I showed, 4 drafts, I'm down $37 Canadian, like $28, $29 American. So it can add up real fast. So our opponent mulled, was that a double mull? Discard some cards. That was a double mull. All right, all right, all right. We have a chance to run over here if we can get with the going. Opponent with the mountain, sure thing. We have to mute the opponent because this owl is the literal worst thing to ever be put into a video game. Humble Naturalist into Humble Naturalist. Oh boy, we can cast all of our creatures. Glimmerbell, sure thing. Okay, so we've got 4 mana available. So if we use this mana, we can cast a Humble Naturalist and keep up an Essence Scatter. So that is what we will do. Following turn, we could potentially have 6 mana available, putting us 1 land away from a Sandworm. Woof. I will certainly take 1. Can't stop me from doing that. Didn't get a creature from them, but that's okay. Yeah, so what we'll do is drop an Otter and hold up that Essence Scatter. Is the Otter going to get burned here? Opponent with the perfect Jeskai mana. Cycling their Raking Claw. So that's 2 cycling spells. So as I said, cycling is dominant in the meta right now. Everybody seems to be doing red-white cycling. This could be Jeskai cycling. This could be just full Jeskai. This could be a splash for white. We have not seen a white card yet. Yep, we are 100% going to counter that. You best believe. Best believe. I assume no attacks. Perfect. All right, so we could mutate here, which would get us a land. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to go green, green, because these friends aren't attacking. We're going to mutate. So here's what I dislike about mutate. So we're going to put it on, and we're going to put it on over top. It's got a cool little animation where, actually it didn't even show it. Usually it has a cool little animation where it shows we're not playing a basic swamp. Are we actually not playing a basic swamp? We should probably put a basic swamp in the deck, eh? So the Thieving Otter has disappeared. There is no indication the Thieving Otter is underneath. There's these little blue crystals, but if you just joined, you have no idea what's under this card. And I now have to constantly remember what's underneath this card. And it's a giant pain in the butt. If you have to right click it, and then you have to click View Mutations to see what's underneath, or you have to scroll the ever increasing text box. It's a really frustrating implementation of Mutate. On MTGO, it goes kind of like auras. They go underneath and you can still kind of see what they were. On paper, of course, you'll do it the way they've shown in pictures where they'll form a vertical stack. But here, it's just super hard for me to remember. It's super hard for viewers to remember or even know if they come in mid-game. Yeah, it's not my favorite. All right, so we got topped down from the Frostlinks friendo there. So I think we're just going to jam a Sandworm. Just jam it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Hi, I have a 7/7 that you can't block. Do you have an Essence Scatter? Please don't. Please don't. Thank you. And no attacks. There are further problems where, for example, if the creature cares about... Well, that's going to keep our Sandworm tapped down after this turn. There is no after this turn. As you put more creatures under, more crystals appear, but it's not exactly tied to the number of creatures. I think there's only 3 different amounts of crystals. There's bottom corners, and sides, and then all corners and sides. But it doesn't tell you inherently how many creatures are underneath. So for Porcuparrot or for anything that cares about the number of creatures underneath, you have to constantly be checking it. It's super, super, super bad design. So we don't have a sideboard other than perhaps a plummet or barrier breach, but we've not really seen a reason to care about those. So we're just going to go back in and hope we do that again. I guess hope our opponent mulls to 5. That's how I like to win my games of Magic. All right. What do we got? Oh, right. I was supposed to put in a swamp. Okay. Okay, we can Evolving Wilds and go and get our forest. We're not going to have Brushwag on 1, but that's okay. This will be slow, but we can try to get there. Mountain, sure thing. Ooh, a Triome. That is all of the colors. I'll take all the colors. And then next turn we can Evolving Wilds for a forest and play Brushwag. Checkpoint Officer, sure thing. Well, there's our forest that we wanted. So let's drop the wilds, play the Brushwag, and then just ease of use. There's no point in not just doing this. Let's go and get our forest. Okay, so next turn we're going to get to Frostlinks, tap down something. Our ram through would like to have some bigger creatures to be ramming. Ooh, Jubilant Skybonder is super good. Super good card. We are going to want that to not be a thing if possible. Now this is spells. Okay, not abilities. So we can Frostlinks it down. And that is what we will do. We'll Frostlinks it down and get in for 1. Following turn, I have to pay what, 2 more? So we could actually just ram through it. Yeah, I just have to pay 2 more. Opponent's just going to pass the turn, so I'm not feeling stoked about ram throughing. Opponent not tapping. What's your plan, friend? You're going to Fire Prophecy that. Now, you do know that I can just make it a 4/4 and it doesn't die, right? Like, it trades, but still. Sure, so our opponent's going to take 5 here. Cool. A-okay with all that happened there. A-okay. Might have been a desperation play just to really get cards going. I guess, yeah, if they just had like a Footfall Crater and maybe like land in their hand, they just desperately needed to do something. Been in situations like that. Opponent's gonna start a race here. Ooh, hey Sandworm, how's it going? Well, we're gonna bash in for 2. Opponent doesn't have anything instant speed in their hand based on how quick that went. So let's start flooding the board, I guess, with an Otter. No, they do have something instant speed. They do have a Convolute. Well, alrighty then. You got it. You totally got me. Well, let's pass the turn. Now, this is all creatures with flying, so it does in fact count itself. Okay. Oh my god, that stupid owl. I desperately want a way to turn off pets. But much like the card styles, I think the entire intent is to make you see them. Because some people have that switch in their brain that goes, whoa, that's cool, I need to have it too. And I don't have that switch. My switch is, I want it to die. Well, we can ram through the Skybonder. This is going to cost us 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fertilid goes to hand? No, it goes to battlefield. Okay. 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 We're not under pressure, so let's Fertilid here. And then we can get a land And then we've got a sandworm up and ready. That should be okay. Porky Parrot, not mutating either. Strange. Taken 3, that's fine. Super okay with that. So let's crack this fertilid. I would like to be the one who draws a land, thank you. And let's put a land, or an island down. Capture Sphere is pretty decent, but I want this Great Worm while our opponent is tapped out. Ta-da, we have a Great Worm. It is pretty great. So now we can really ram through some things. Archipelagor. Whelp. Not dead, and we have Capture Sphere for that next turn. Or ram through. Ram through is probably just better. That way they're not going to future do problems. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I would not like to go to 2, so we're going to block here. And just go to 5 instead. All right, so we are going to... All right, we need to murder the bird that's making things cost more. So let's murder that. And then we need to murder the bird that is also a turtle. So there's that gone. All right. We're looking a little bit more okay. And we've got Capture Sphere for that Porky Parrot. Frost Lynx. Okay, well, we're going to go to 2 here. So still butt clenchy. And we're dead. Yay. And we're dead. Oh boy. In the set review, I definitely said this card was just going to end games out of nowhere. And yeah. Tastes bad. Tastes real bad. We're going to go back in. We don't... actually, you know what? I think our Plummet actually has some play here. Our Plummet has some play, and we're going to pitch one of these... What do we have more of? 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're pretty even split. Let's cut what's lower? Green. I think we have lower green. So let's cut an island to put in a swamp. Not that we've ever seen that blood curdle. So honestly, maybe we just don't need that swamp. No, let's put that forest back in. Forest, where are you? Forest. Oh my god. Forest back in. So plummet in, and let's rip out maybe Gust of Wind. Yeah, let's take out the Gust of Wind. All right, so let's go with that. See if we can get there in game 3, perhaps. Playing first. Solid hand, keep, and let's get with the go-we-goes. Opponent has mulled. Awesome. Let's mute our opponent, kill their owl. Opponent has mulled again, and maybe we just win. Maybe we just win. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the shuffler lately. A lot of one land opening hands. I too have had a lot of one land opening hands, but that's the way it goes. All right, so we pop that down. Haha, indeed. And then we'll probably have to cycle that worm, unfortunately. Just to make sure that I think just to make sure we're hitting Karuga, although we're not going to draw anything off Karuga. We'll see how it goes. I don't think we need to cycle it this turn. And we're just getting closer to casting it. So let's bash in for 2. Pass the turn. We will probably Capture Sphere next to anything they play here. Just to keep them on the back foot. Now, is Karuga permanents or creatures? permanents. So our Capture Sphere would draw a card from Karuga. Cool. Yep, perfect thing to Capture Sphere. That's exactly what I was thinking. And then, yeah, I think we're just going to jam Karuga, draw a card. It's the Brushwag. So we finally found our black spell without the black to cast it. I'm going to tap that down. That's fine. Worse things have happened. Sprite Dragon. Okay. Well, there's a thing for us to plummet with. There's our black source. Things are going good. We're going to drop the Brushwag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're land away from Sandworming. Seems good. Seems good. Seems good. Really would love to see something go on that Sprite Dragon. Put a Dreamtail Heron on it. Or put a Dreamtail Heron on that. Yeah, so we'll let that happen. They can draw their card, and then we're going to plummet that Dreamtail Heron. So they are fixing their mulligan. Ooh, just does not attack. Well, let's kill that Heron. Let's get the old 2-for-1. Let's get the old infinite for 1. We're 1-0. We won. Our deck just kind of churned on all cylinders. Our opponent mulled a lot, unfortunately for them. But we're 1-0. That's a good start. A lot of my drafts have started out 0-1. Like my 2-1s were 0-1. But this feels a little bit better. So let's get on to match 2. Back in for match 2. And let's hope we keep this going. Let's hope we keep this going. One more win and we get at least 1,000 gems, which means we are only down about $6. Welp, that's a pretty bad starting hand. We can't possibly keep that, so that's a mulligan. That's a second one-lander in a row. We can't keep that. Let's go down to 5. And you see what I was saying about one-land hands. We're going to keep that. Pitch the Sandworm. And fudge. Yikes. I think just the Ram Through. At least we have another copy of the Ram Through, and the Evolving Wilds will shuffle the deck anyways. So yeah, let's pitch the Ram Through. But woof, that felt not the best. We're going to Thornwood Falls here, gain a life. Following turn, we'll probably Evolving Wilds and go and get the basic Swamp that I remembered to put in the deck. I did, off camera. Opponent's going to Adventurous Impulse, find themselves a creature or land. They find a Wolf Bear, sure thing. Jungle Hollow. I'll play a Jungle Hollow, why not? So this Glowstone Recluse, we're just going to play unmutated, unfortunately, because we don't have anything, except now we do. So we're going to go off curve a little bit, but end up with a 5/6 and gain 2 life, which is pretty decent. Oh, but we're not going to have the mana for it. The Polywog makes it cheaper, though. I'm actually going to offer the trade. I don't think they'll take it, because that card's actually very valuable. Yeah, so we're going to go Symbiote here. And crack this, because there's no point. Just do it. Just do it right away. And we've got... Boy, Arena's been chugging lately. We've got green, green, green. We only have 1 blue source. Let's grab an island. 2 matches in, and it's a chuggin'. So this costs 3 mana to mutate now, thanks to that Symbiote. So the Wolf Bear's a slight problem. Oh, but what if we made it even cheaper? What if we made it even cheaper? And we get 2 shots. Yeah. So let's mutate this onto... Guess it doesn't super matter. Onto the 2/2. So we're going to loot twice. Let's pitch the Gust of Wind. And let's pitch that island. I do like my Karuga. And we want it to be over top. And ta-da, we have the old 5/6. Now, are we racing? We're taking 6. We're dealing 5. We're taking 6. We're up 2 life. I think we can spare 1 attack here. Now, if we could draw a land Karuga, we would at least draw a card. Ooh, okay. Well, their race looks a lot better now. Coming in for 8. Wait, it's a frigging human. Stop with the art that is nothing but birds and a little tiny person. Stop calling that a human. It's not a human. All right, Dismal Backwater. We're not going to get to cast, unfortunately. So this becomes Wolf Bear. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11. We don't just die. So I think we're in a race and hope, but it's probably a race and lose here. Our opponent curved out majestically. I guess our Glowstone Recluse has reach, so we could have held back. Probably was more correct. So we go down to 2. Man, stop passing these. I've seen so many decks with multiple Skybonders. So now, unfortunately, we can't even hit one of their flyers because every spell that we cast costs 4 more to cast. There's no point in showing them Karuga. We are just the deadest that has ever deaded. Woof. All right. Well, Plummet's coming in for sure. For damn sure we're getting Plummet in there. And we're going to cut something. Gust of Wind. Keep Safe. We didn't see any interaction from them. They might be totally interactionless. And we don't really have another way to deal with the flyers, so we'll go with that. And yeah, if our opponent curves out, we're dead. So this could be a quick one. It's an interesting meta right now on Arena because everybody has those free tokens. So there are people who just do not know how to draft. Here's another 1-land hand. We're going to mull that. Here's another 1-land hand. Sweet. Awesome. Love it. Magic is a flawless game with no problems whatsoever. Good Christ. I guess we're going to pitch the Ivy Elemental and one of these lands. Oh boy, mull to 5, both games. Awesome, cool. Good magic. So because there's so many people who just don't draft or necessarily know how to draft well, you can end up with a lot of decks that are insane because of people passing stuff. I'll be happy when things settle down a little bit, in 2, probably 3 weeks once all those tokens are out. There's a lot of people who are also just joining drafts to rare draft. So they're just hopping in and picking up all the rares because all of us idiot drafters are passing rares, which means that they're passing all the amazing uncommons. Not going to block here because they're going to turn this into a 5/5, which is something I just really hate. That is a thing that is happening in this format. Okay, our opponent is totally morphed from a flyer deck to what I believe is a green-white vigilance deck, which I think is also going to utterly murder us. Just gotta find like a mutator or something to even attempt to get us back in. No blocks. Yeah, mulling to 5 2 games in a row, we essentially had no chance here, which is unfortunate. That's going to put our backs against the wall. We are not going to come out ahead here. We are going to lose more money on Arena. Keensight Mentor. Yeah, their flyer deck just utterly morphed into one hell of a vigilance deck. Yeah, we're screwed. We're screwed. Super screwed. So that's going to be a 2/5 and a 3/6. Yeah, we've got no chance. 3/6, 2, 4, 5, 6. So we could quad block. This feels awful. Yeah, there it is. So it's a 5/5, then they can make it a 6/6. So we kill it. We kill it. We have nothing left. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we have probably a 1/1 left. Never mind. Oh my god. Cool. We're gonna get into another game. Woof. Woof, 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 woof. That was unfortunate. Nothing much you can do when you multiply both games. So let's go into game 3. Let's hope we win, because we need to recoup some gems here. If we just straight up lose $14 Canadian, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. We are going to play first. We don't have a 1-land hand. Hip, hip, hooray. All right, we're going to turn that into a island. So theoretically, we should grab our swamp. But it is super unlikely that we draw the blood curdle. What is it? 3% chance? 3% chance of drawing it. Whereas we're way more likely to draw blue stuff that we need. So yeah, let's grab the island. And then we'll lead with presumably the naturalist, just because it's going to ramp us to things. I would prefer not to ramp to Karuga without drawing cards, but could just be that that's the world we live in. Oh, there's our swamp. Good thing we didn't grab it, eh? Drop the symbiote. We'll attack on in for 1. And now we need, we need our deck to, once again, cooperate on lands and not draw us anymore. Untapped, telling us that it's a 33% chance to draw land. But of course, we know 33% is 100%. We'll smash on in for 3. Umori, gonna name creature, I assume. Does in fact name creature. We get ourselves a whopping brushwag here. And then, God, are we just playing Karuga for no value? I think we have to. No value. And now we're in top deck mode. We can drop our Sandworm if we draw it. That'd be nice. Looks like Karuga might just be getting blood curdled here. Pacified. Nope. Just going to drop a Day Squad Marshal. That's fine. And a Duskfang Mentor. It's a little bit more or less than fine. I would happily trade Karuga there, but they're not going to go for it. Okay, Parcel Beast is definitely a way for us to start getting back into this game. And I think I might put it on the Brushwag, just so that we kind of spread out our priority removal threats. So yeah, let's put this onto Brushwag, which draws us a card. No, gains us a life and puts a counter on it. So it'll become a 3/5. We'll gain 2 life. And now we can pass the turn. Now we can start drawing extra cards and trying to get back in a little bit. Board state's fine, but we do need that that gas off the top. Opponent's reading my cards a lot. Hopefully they're just reading them to see what they do, as opposed to murdering them. Murdering them. All right, well, we're going to trigger this in response. Finding ourselves a Capture Sphere. Cool. I'll Capture Sphere Umari. It's not the worst thing in the world. Ooh, but what if instead I Gust of Wind Umori? Plus I get to draw a card. Go away. It's a land. Holy moly. Got there. We're not going to attack because we would lose Karuga. So that is that. All right, so their turn probably is just going to be replaying Umori, but at least it doesn't have lifelink anymore. Renames creature. Drops a land. Drops a Stormwild Caprador. It's a 23 turn clock. It's not really that big of a deal. The ram through is really nice. You don't have trample despite being a giant hippo dinosaur. You don't have trample. All right, so we're going to kill Umori while we can, while they're basically tapped out. And then... Oh, they're down to 2 cards. We could capture Sphere of their Day Squad, Marshal, and then we just have attacks with Karuga. Puts them on a very quick clock if they don't have anything in hand. So let's go for that. Because I'd rather not play the top deck game. You all know how the top deck game goes for me. Doesn't go the best. Sabretooth, sure, we are winning this race still. Yeah, that's how the game goes for me. 70% chance to not draw a land at the moment. What would blow this open? We have a second Parcel Beast, or is this just screwing up? Maybe I do remember getting a second Parcel Beast. So Sandworm would obviously blow things open. Kanan, we could start ripping creatures off the top of our deck. We're gonna pop this down, but yeah, we're not doing anything for a bit here. We can rip some more lands out of our deck with this Fertilid. That's nice. Can lower that percentage. So yeah, we'll activate this and get a couple of lands out. Fertilid, thanks for your service. Let's rip out a forest. And then let's rip out an island. Opponent does appear to be in top deck mode as well, so at least that's good. Down to a 29% chance to hit a land. We hit a Recluse. That's what I was looking for to an extent. So I still don't really want to put it on Karuga because I don't want to put all my eggs in that one basket. It would become a 7/6, 3, 4, 5, which actually they couldn't trade with. So I think actually we do go eggs in one basket. Don't blow me out, please. Underneath, please. Counters, life. Please no kill. In for 8, please. Chumpy? Just Chumpy? No Chumpy. Okay. Okay. Next turn will begin the era of Chumpy. Drops their land. Still that one card in hand. Ooh, hi. Do not use this on the Caprador, or it would become large. Oh, that's just friggin' rude. Yeah, we're going to kill the 3/1. Wish it had trample. All right, still in good shape. They've got us on the slowest clock ever. We have them dead to drawing creatures. Keep safe. Polywog. Although, I mean, next turn we have attacks, right? We can get in for 1. They're similarly flooded. Ooh, you're going to be big. Yeah, let's get in for 1. And then I think we'll Ivy Elemental, but hold up the 2 mana for Keep Safe. We'll utterly. Whoa, they're willingly going to go to 1? All right. That seems like exceptional risk. So this is my other hated thing about Arena. These are stacks of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, those are stacks of 4. 8, 9, 10, 11. So we want to do green 1, 2, and we want this to tap correctly, and I don't trust the tapper, so let's just do it this way. Even though I hate doing this to people. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we do this for 8. Yeah. All right. Did it for 8. Hello, Ivy Elemental. You are dead, Zors. I will certainly take 1. You can't stop me. Night Squad Commando. Oh, tricky. They're going to live a turn. Migratory Greathorn. How intriguing. Doesn't give trample despite it breaking through a thing, eh? Well. We attack with all because they have to block all, so they can't double block one of our 1/3s. So chump there, bounce off there, totally fine. And then I think we're just going to play this Migratory Greathorn just to increase the size of our board. And we loot, and we probably throw away whatever we draw. Yep, because this keep safe is what's going to get us through. And I think we're good on this game. Then we just have to do it in game 2. Boy, opponent is definitely flooding. All right. Cool. So we're going to go back in. We didn't really see any flyers for the plummet. We saw a Caprador, but it's a 1/3, whatever. Didn't see any enchantments, really. Yeah, let's just get back in. So in one of the breaks that I took a look at how much Kanan is worth. If this draft was on MTGO, we would have been able to sell that for $10, meaning whatever happens, we would have paid for $10 worth of our draft. And that's where the big difference comes from MTGO to Arena. This looks really good. Oh, it's a Parcel Beast on turn 2. Oh, it looks so good. Opponent, just don't interact with me, please. Just, you can't see me. Just no interacty. Brushwag, Beast. Ram through if need be. Start the card advantage engine. Fine, I'll play the mana before I play the spell. Keep safe, as long as we can just get a little bit of extra mana. Keep safe to keep everything safe. Kanan, you're cool, but we are going to go with Parcel Beast here. We get an attack in because we can't tap the Parcel Beast this turn. Slight whiff on the land. But a couple mana away from Blood Curdle still, so A-okay. Now we have to remember our Parcel Beast can get +3/+3 later in the game, should that come up. Best case scenario would be a land here. Okay, we whiff on the land. So I'm going to pass the turn just holding up Keep Safe. And if we don't have to use it, cool, we can activate the Parcel Beast. Because we have a hand that is powerfully dominant throughout this game. We just need the mana. You are not mana. This game is flawless. This game is flawless. There's nothing wrong with Magic. It always works perfectly. We are going to have to pitch something because we're just going to do the same thing here. We are not losing this Parcel Beast. We are keeping up Keep Safe. So we are going to pitch, I think, just the Otter. Or maybe the Ivy Elemental. Yeah, let's get rid of the Ivy Elemental. I was dragging that. I did not click. So that's kind of a pain. But luckily it was what I wanted to get rid of. Oh boy. There we go. All right, we're going to pass the turn and discard again. Getting rid of the otter. All right, we still have ways to deal with stuff. We just need to find a land. It's 54% chance every time we top deck a card to find a land. Should be able to get there. We will essence scatter whatever this is. I hope it's big. It's nothing. Uh-oh. Please land. Please. Please? Come on. Come off it. Land? Okay. We are up to almost 60% chance of drawing a land. I don't want to lose that parcel beast. It's so much value. And I really want to stop the blood curdle. We'd have to discard 2 cards here. Can I mute their highlighting cards? No. Seriously, screw Arena. Screw every design decision you've ever thought of putting into this. All right, we're just going to do it again because we're going to have to find those lands. And we're going to pitch Naturalist and a Symbiote. My plan would work here if our luck hadn't just completely left us. All right, so we're going to take 3. That's fine. It's totally fine. They obviously must know that we're playing counterspells here. Yeah, we're going to do this. This does allow them to blood curdle, but we'll find out if they have it, right? Looks like they might not have it. This has to be a land. Oh my god. We are now at a 64% chance to draw a land. We are going to turn this Greater Sandworm into a land. Uh-huh. Got it. 67% chance to draw land. Cavern Whisperer. Oh no, you're going to make me... Why didn't you mutate? You could have made me discard a card. And you know my hand is nothing but non-lands. Please land. Thank you. One more? No, that's asking too much. I'm sorry. I should have known better. I should have known better. Gust of Wind become a land, please? 68% chance to draw land. Nope, sure didn't. We have 13 lands in our deck of 18 cards. Sure. Sure. Land? Tap land, but sure. I guess we're passing the turn holding up Parcel Beast and Ram through. We still have like a whole bunch of outs. All right, so I'm going to ask to see what your trick is. Your trick is no trick? Alright, let's see if we can double ram through this Cavern Whisper. My god. You've seen a 1 in a million game here, folks. I hope you enjoyed. No! All of that time attempting to keep safe. Wasted. Wasted. They're down to 1 card, though, so we're actually still in shockingly good shape. We're not just dead, so I'm thinking I might mutate this Great Horn onto Kanon. Can we do that? 5 mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We can do that. Nope, we can't do that, because she's a human. Human. Alright, so we'll Capture Sphere that Tiger at some point. But it looks like they're finally flooding out as well. I guess this has to be the point that we have to Capture Sphere it. So let's do that. And then no haste in their colors. So we'll get in for 2 and drop a Symbiote. And we actually have a significant chance of still just taking this down. Despite all of that happened. That's going to get lifelink, but it is dealt with. Boy, oh boy. We are going to Great Horn. Actually, what's your activation? 7, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's left in our deck that's real? An Essence Symbiote, a Frost Lynx, a Blood Curdle, and a Parcel Beast, and that's literally it. So Kanon is no longer... they won't do it because it's been years, but this asshole circling around cards, making them blink on my screen, is really powerfully frustrating. So we are going to Great Horn, like actually kind of making me dizzy to an extent. We did this out of order. We should have done the Recluse first. We're going to pitch the Keep Safe. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Mistake on my part. Super distracted by the friggin' flashing lights. And then let's get Smashy holding up Blood Curdle. There's just so many user interface decisions with Arena that I powerfully disagree with. You're going to Blitz Leech my Kanon, eh? That is fine. A-okay. A-okay. Probably going to hit me for 1. A-okay. We're going to kill your Blitz Leech off. Give my Great Horn Menace. We got a land that we could cycle. How much mana do we have? 4. There he is with his freaking blinking. Let me blink yours. Let me blink all yours. Let me blink all yours. Huh? Let me blink all yours. 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. So we can just pull that off. That's actually pissing me off to an incredible amount. And Triumph. Cool. Let's drop the Macro Sage, draw some cards. There you go. Why aren't you flashing things now, huh? Why aren't you just making everything blink, huh? Huh? Oh boy. Introduce a way for people to BM and people will BM. So get the hell out of my game. We win. We beat the jerk. Yeah. So 2-1. Not bad. That typically would feel like a pretty good win. Again, the fact that we lost 500 gems, the fact that that is like $6 Canadian hurts, really hurts, because our Kanon would have given us $10 American, which would have been $14 Canadian. So we actually would have come out ahead $8. on MTGO. Macro Sage, I don't think has any value. But yeah, we would have made money on MTGO, and here, unfortunately, we just lost money. And man, that sucks. So like I said, I'm going to play MTGO off camera, so for my own fun, which I don't do too much. A lot of it I do consider to be kind of practicing and getting in reps to make sure that I know what I'm talking about when it comes time to record a video like this. But those will be on MTGO so that I'm having much less of a financial bleed. But Spiky Saturdays and streams will be this as long as I can financially afford it. As you can already see, my gems are down to one more draft, and then we're over if we don't 3-0. So I'm going to have to put some more money in, unfortunately. Let me know what you're thinking of human drafts. Like I said, the interface of the human drafts is slick. Everything works great. The financials obviously are designed to rip money out of your pocket nonstop, which is really crappy. Again, I have all the various problems, like these cards being the card style instead of not the card style. And I can change them in my deck, but I can't change them in the draft screen. The mutate interface, I think, is awful. Yeah, let me know what your experience with Ikoria is so far. Also, definitely let me know what your experience is like on MTGO if you're playing there. I played last night in my friend's group. We are still doing the free draft method, where we go to a third-party website, and last night we only had 4 people, so we did sealed instead. We generate our sealed pools. We go onto MTGO. We spend, my entire sealed pool. I bought the whole thing because why not? Cost me $4 because a couple of rares cost a couple of bucks, which I sold back for a couple of bucks at the end of the night. So I paid $2 and I played sealed with some of my friends on Discord, and it was great. So I definitely recommend looking into that. You can do it on Arena as well. You're going to have to spend wild cards if you don't have the cards, but it's super fun. It supports draft. It's been fantastic. We've been doing it every Friday since we obviously can't go out to the store or anything like that. Super fun. Highly recommended. It's been my go-to way of enjoying and playing Magic lately, just because there is little to no cost, and it's fantastic. So check that out. As always, if you do have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me over on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. You can find me at patreon.com/ShamaniLeek, where now more than ever, you folks are keeping this channel going. You get access to the Patreon Discord, where I just added a channel all about beer, and we talk about the various types of beer that we have purchased and drank or would like to. We also talk about other games and stuff like that. You will get entered for the Pack One Pick One Tuesdays each week, which will be on hiatus for a little bit because there are no Ikoria paper packs on this half of the planet. So I'm going to see if I can figure out a way of maybe getting some old random packs to put in, just do some fun, like let's crack a pack of Ice Age or something like that. But yeah, we'll see what I can do for that. But yeah, that's Patreon. The easiest way, of course, is to like, share, and subscribe. But if you do have questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, see y'all next time.